MuddyGutt Podcast. Our guest today is no other than Mr. Ryan Rigdon. We're glad to have him. Ryan, welcome to the podcast.
How y'all doing? What's up, MuddyGutt?
Hey. All right. Well, you've been playing slide, man.
Started playing slide, I guess, about 13 years ago, probably, right around there. Been playing since I was 11, and I was actually more into vocal music. Started out in choir in school, you know.
So
what happens is I end up choir in school, and you do plays, you do all that stuff, and you end up in all-city choir. And then I end up in state, you know, and do all that stuff, and barbershop quartets, and you know, all the hallelujahs and the standards, and you learn how to, you know, use your mouth and enunciate and sing in the diaphragm. And that was where it was. It was at Chomping Ground. It was. I had a sixth grade music teacher, Mr. Campbell. He was a guy kind of like sparked that, you know. And then from then on, just kind of ended up. Music was always there. And I grew up around bands. Like my mom and dad hung out with bands when I from this time I was.
So what were some of them bands like?
The main band that we hung out with, or that they hung out with, was a band called Combat, and they were known as, for a while, Combat, and they were known as the Rose. And it was stuff like Popular Today, Kiss, you know, all the Allman Brothers stuff, and you know they just did all that. I remember, you know, hanging out in the basement, even when I was like, 10, 11, hanging out down there listening to guys do like White Room by Cream, and perfect, like nailing his stuff to the wall. It was that kind of thing. They were fantastic, you know. And Rick Derringer kind of vibe, you know, all that stuff that was going on then, you know. They were really into the Johnny Winter and the Rick Derringer and the Kiss and all that stuff. So I mean, just grew up listening to that stuff. My mom was really into, you know, Motown. That's where it all came from for me, you know, hearing the Motown singers, Ray Charles, and all that stuff just really in there. Because she would be singing it all day, you know. Be on the Golden Oldies station, and she'd just be in there dancing, singing, doing her thing, and you get, you know, it just
filters in.
Yeah, man, that's where it ends up. And then, you know, so you end up listening to Led Zeppelin, and it blows your mind, and then you go, yeah, man, that's what I want to do.
So you like doing vocal choir and stuff, and you start playing guitar. You say you was 11 or so.
Yeah, guitar was around the house. My old man had an acoustic guitar, because like I said, the band's around. You know how it is, man. They're laying around, and so he knew a few cowboy chords and whatnot, and handed me a book, showed me some chords. You know, next thing you know, I'm off to the races with it. So I was really into heavy metal. I was really into this Black Sabbath and Zeppelin.
So when did you say? Would you say you flipped? Because
what happened was,
I mean, that's kind of my back. See, like during the '90s, man, I had a band, alternative rock band. We was 25 Bone, and we played around here for like 10 years, man, doing the heavy stuff, and then. You know, but I love the blues always, you know, and just come a time when I was, you know, decided, you know, I just needed, I want to do that.
You know, I remember my mom clearly setting me in front of the TV, and I would watch, she set me, not maybe she set me down, but she made me pay attention to for sure. It felt like she set me down in front of the TV and said, watch this guy. And it was, what's his name? Well, one of the people that she always made me watch was Ray Charles, of course. You know, he's like, you know, you listen to him for sure. And you know, then I think Stevie Ray Vaughan came on. It was the Channel 9, Austin City Limits, I believe it was. The first time I seen him play, it was like maybe '91 because he died in '91. I might have seen him like '90 or whatever it was. And you know, she would sit me down and have me watch that kind of thing.
So you like 14, 15 years old, right?
Yeah, when that really hit me, that blues thing hit me. But I knew about it because of the Zeppelin, and because I got the Zeppelin albums, and I'm really in it. And I'm reading on there, you know, Sonny Boy Williams 2, and I'm reading on there, you know, Willie Dixon. And so I'm trying to find it, and then we can't find it because it's not anywhere. It's not in your stores. Catch Records didn't have it. You know, it's not there. I got to go to the library to even find anything. So you go get your books, and then you hunt tapes, and that's all you have. And so you couldn't learn Robert Johnson off of because it wasn't even there yet. I mean, we couldn't even get in it hardly. You know, you could do better off an album than you could a tape. You know, you couldn't get in it. So you go, I can't even figure that out. You know, what's that guy doing? You knew there was so much going on that you couldn't figure it out that way. So you had to wait a while. you know, and then it kind of seeps in by other things, and you go, oh, I got it now, you know, and then, of course, we got technology to help us out now. You know, we slow it down.
It's whole different ball game now, man.
Right. When I had to slow the record down, you know, I mean, that's how I learned was off of vinyl, you know, a lot of it, really. I think that's funny, though, you know, here we are. Playing old school instruments, old school music, and recording it with all this digital technology, and we just almost full circled it.
Yeah.
You know.
It just makes you wish we had that level of technology for
we
Robert
went
Johnson.
down.
All the things that have been lost to time.
You know, or even you know. I mean, he's not my favorite. He's up there, but he's not my favorite.
Of that era, artists.
I'm a Manus Lipscomb. Of course, you're totally right. But I'm a Manus Lipscomb and Sam Catmont. You know, I like that Mississippi Chic stuff. I like the walking blues. Anytime you got to have the thumb keep time. That's where I'm at. You know.
And see,
I'm a Lightning Hopkins.
I love Lightning. Yeah, me too. See, that's where I'm at. It's in that Lightning. It's Texas. It's right on the borderline. It's like if you want to call it the Clarksdale sound meets that Texas sound. I'm right on that line of that. I love it. I might as well be standing right in the middle of Mississippi.
There's a lot of times, you know, you just kind of find your way around to something, and I listen to a lot of blues, and there's just a certain style that I gravitate to, and I like, and I didn't even know who it was, man. I didn't even know all these cats came from the same, and you know, a lot of people, it's the hill country blues, you know, of R.L. Burnside and Junior Kimbrell and T. Model Ford and those cats, man. That something about that.
Well, see, nobody knew about them.
It just spoke. That's in particular spoke to me, and I had the Buddy Guy Sweet Tea.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, you know, I'm not a big Buddy Guy fan, but I was like, man, I love this. And then I find out he's playing all them hill country dude songs on that CD.
Yep.
You know, and I'm like, man.
Well, you know, nobody knew about those cats.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just the local guys, and nobody knew about them. And all of a sudden, you get some guys like, who was it? I always want the Black Keys.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, they start covering that stuff. Junior Kimbrell, I mean, he just covered it big time. It's all rhythmic. You know, it's a guitar and drums, basically. So they didn't have anything else. You know, bass player ain't gonna show up. He's a guitar player. I ain't playing bass. I'm playing guitar, man. I'm a blues man, see? You know?
But, yeah, that hill country.
But you can't get that. You can't get it unless you're like what you're talking about, like a Model T.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, this guy got the nut beat out of him.
Yeah.
That's the way you get that soul. You can't get it. We don't get it standing where we're standing now. You got to be beat with it, and then they get it that way. You got to grow up that way, you know, or you got to grow up hard in order.
See, you know, and that's why kind of what we call, you know, we call what we do the Maceo River Bottom Blues is how we label it. And to me, it's like, you know, I grew up in these Maceo River Bottoms here, and my son of a sharecropper, are all on the same, born and raised on the same damn farm for 100 years or better.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and it, you know, very meek beginnings, may I say. You know, at the very, and so you know, these their stories where they coming, you know, they're from slavery, they're sharecroppers, you know, and whatever, man, it speaks to me, man, in a way, you know, it really does. And you know, like you're saying, that the grind on them, you know, or whatever.
My great grandfather, they were all from Graham, Kentucky, White Plains area down there, and he wore bib overalls his whole life. And he held out he was in the Union, but he's also a hog farmer. He was in the coal union, and they held out for a dime. I don't remember when this was, but the stories I'd heard, there was bullets so deep you could shovel, where the guys had been sitting there on line, you know, on the picket. And when they got their first dime, they held out and they got it. He put that very first dime in his pocket, and he carried it with him to work every day. You know, see, I come from the union family too. I was a union painter for 16 years. I know what it's like to be, you know, they whip you with it, you know.
Yeah.
And even today, we're making a little more money, but then they whip you harder in another way. Talk about, well, you make all that money, you ought to be able to, you know, come on, you're gonna give us everything you got. So yeah, know all about it. Yeah.
So you're 16,
just covering that music, you know what I'm saying?
Turning on to Stevie Ray Vaughan, whatever.
Yeah.
But you playing the heavier stuff for a while.
Well, you know, it was really Led Zeppelin that hit me when I was probably like I said, like 11. And then, I immediately had my mom take me to the record store. It was what I had. I found this tape laying on the street, and it was Led Zeppelin 4, and I rewound it, and I left it just sitting on my radio for a month. And she says, "Go clean your room." So you're cleaning your room. And I'm like, "What's this?" And there wasn't no writing on the tape. I had no idea what it was. So I rewound it and just pushed play, and it was on side A, and it was Black Dog. And I went to turn it up because something should have been playing by now.
Yeah.
You can't hear that wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
And when it came in, I heard that guitar riff, and I knew immediately. It was like literally, an elephant just run over me, that kind of thing. I knew immediately that that's what I was going to do from now on. So you get into that, and then you find out they're playing all this old blues stuff, and so I knew I wanted to play that stuff. It was all in there, and rock music is what was paying. I could go out and play GBF tunes because we could cover them.
Yeah.
We just make cover bands and go out and try to play and make more money so we could buy more equipment. That's all it was,
Yeah. Obviously now you are pretty much blues.
It basically had my started opening my mouth.
And so
when I started singing, that had to follow the voice.
Yeah.
What it was sitting on the porch playing acoustic music, just hanging out, because I quit playing for a while because bands were funny, and my daughter came along, and it was time to man up and do what you're supposed to do. I was a single dad, so I was trying to do all that. And I met this chick, man, and the lady I'm with now was like, she come over hanging out. For a long time, she didn't know how to play, and I was sitting on the porch one day, and I let it slip, and she sees this guitar, heard me playing. She's like, "Do you sing?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, a little bit." And everything that came out just sounded like blues. Every time I tried to sing something, it sounded like blues.
So in other bands, you were just playing guitar?
Yeah, it was more of I was a rhythm guitar player, and I didn't do much singing backup, but the singing was always the underlying thing. And it wasn't until I went ahead and said, okay, just let the voice happen, and then the guitar followed that. It's all organic. I just allow it to follow itself. So it's not like I sit down and said, okay, well, I'm going to play blues now.
Yeah.
It's just like that's always been in there. Just couldn't hear it or learn it because, we had tapes. You couldn't filter it, I don't know. Blues just end up being, it feels right for me. I can go sit down and play a few jazz tunes or go play heavy metal or rock anymore, and it doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel comfortable at all.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong getting up doing a little shred and a little wailing every once in a while, but like I wouldn't never want to play cumbersome ever again. I would never want to do that. Yeah. I mean, I do that on purpose for people just to yell in the crowd, but like I would never want to do that again. Never. Well, I respect the stuff, but I don't want to go back and all the music I play now has to touch me in some way. I have to have some kind of feel in it, or I won't even bother.
Well, you talk about your voice leading you to the blues. With what we do now, man. I'm pretty limited to say the least as far as vocal wise.
Right.
So I have Willy and other people come and they sit in. But when I tell them people, well, the songs I sing, there are the blues songs, and all the other when we venture away from the blues, that's when the other cats come on in, man. Because if ever there was a voice for the blues, that's what I got, I guess. But anyway, around here, well, let's touch on that. Obviously, around here, it's hard to just play straight blues,
Yeah.
We throw a few, old rock tunes and stuff in. We don't venture too far away, but
man, I'm forever dropping CCR and even like what I don't really consider blues, like the Clapton era stuff. Some of it's blues, but the cocaine and all that stuff. I mean, mad props, but it's not blues to me. But I'll throw it in because people love it.
Yeah, and see, like this weekend, coming up. Friday night, we're going to be in Louisville playing a place called Thirsty Dive, and we'll be playing straight blues, pretty much mostly original material, And then the next night we're back over at Shorty's,
Right.
and we'll be doing the blues, but we'll be adding in the CCR, and you know
we got to drop crowd favorites on them. If you don't, you know they're not going to listen.
Just to keep them, keep them in. You know, we usually throw one or two in a set.
That's what we try to do. We try to we have a few original songs. We try to drop that in, try to give them some straight blues covers, some heavy blues stuff, and you know, and then like our own takes on a lot of stuff, mostly, you know.
Yeah.
And we might jazz up too. I mean, we might go in and start playing. I mean, DS is funkier and funk, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll drop over and play like Sissy Strut, and we'll be doing the meters, and you know, we do. There's no telling, you know, and the DS kind of turns it on. I just follow. You know,
we've had DS obviously out here on the pad. We seen him. I saw him last night playing at the Monkeys.
Right.
You know, that cat, man, is.
Oh, I know he's a mess.
So let's just talk about that. So you actually have two bands going.
Well, no, actually, it's just There's there's three things happening most of the time. I do my solo bit.
Yeah.
You know, and then and then I play with the Hillbillies some, and then the High Rise Hillbillies, and then now this Primal Roots thing. And really what it boils down to is just trying to really get in a groove where we can start writing our own music, you know, shuffling through, trying to get the right pieces in place, trying to get all the right players and try to get it right, and eventually add the keyboard, eventually add some other stuff to get where we can play the cleaner blues and play the dirtier blues. We want to be able to do
it all.
A whole show.
Yeah.
And because I do a lot of acoustic music, and I feel it's a stronger point, so I want to add that to the whole show. And in order to do that, it takes some time, because that's, you know, it's a different kind of music.
Yeah.
You know, so the guys, it takes a little practice, takes a little time. But really what we're doing is trying to develop something so we can, you know, just, like I said, man, make a little more money, higher tax bracket, you know.
I hear you.
Trying to make better shows and bring people better music, really.
So, originally, you know, I guess you fell in with DS and Rod.
Met those cats.
And DS said, I think Mad Dog was with you guys.
Yeah, Blind Dog.
Blind Dog.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, what happened was we met over at River Basin Blues
Society.
Yeah,
thing.
they had a blues blast.
Yeah.
It was the very first one. And Tommy played, and I think Bosco was there that day, and Hog Mommy, and they brought all the hitters were out. We were just kind of hanging out. And what happened was all those dudes had gigs, and it was like 8 o'clock. And we had this place till like 1. So they're like, can you guys play? So we just talked to those dudes, and next thing you know, there's 4 guys on stage playing, and we just played all night and just rounded up. Me and Blind Dog just kicked songs back and forth. It was so easy. It's like, fellas, well, let's just go make some money. You know, let's put a little band together and play. And it was about chops, and it was about fun, and it was just about that, you know.
So before then, you just been doing like solo acoustic pretty much?
Well, I done a lot of solo acoustic work. I played at like Smitty's for like 7 years every Sunday, and, you know, man, just doing a lot of that thing. And I answered an internet post, you know, and met some cats called the Bad Mojo guys, Dale E. House and some of those cats. I met up with them dudes, and the internet was just starting. I decided to make a Facebook profile.
Yeah.
And Facebook had just kind of been going for maybe a year or something. I finally broke down. I was like, all right, well, in order to make any money playing, I'm going to have to get on here and do this. So I broke down, answered a thing. Next thing you know, we're playing, practicing, and we had some songs worked up, so let's try to book a few gigs. Then we run a blues jam over at Mojo's for, I don't know, man, about a year. And we met all kind of players and all kind of blues guys, old blues dudes, guys that hadn't been playing for a while around town. I mean, just all these dudes came out. We met all kind of people, and it kind of jump-started some stuff that we were trying to do, you know, just meet more people. You know?
But you know, that's an awesome thing about the Blues Jam.
Yeah.
We hosted one here in Owensboro for a while, and it's just cool way for the local blues community of all of us, which is kind of a eclectic group of people, you know, to get together and you know, not to put a shameless promotion, but here a few weeks we're starting one up on Sunday nights at Shams Pizza, man, and I'd love for you to come down.
I will.
It's just a great time
to
get together and just get everybody get the jam on, you know what I'm saying?
You know, all about it. It's what it is. It's just about meeting more people. Opening more doors, you know. And because, I mean, that's where it's at. You know, I learn tricks from everybody. You know, learn stuff. It's just what it's about.
I'm a sponge, man. I mean, I try to take in as much as I can from everybody, man.
Yeah.
It's all good. So you and Rod and Blind Dog from magical night at the River Basin thing, and then you started booking shows.
Yeah, man, we just started booking shows, and one show led to the next. We did a little thing at the Boca for a while where we played a lot of Wednesday. We did like a year over there, and it was real quiet, laid back, and we just played a lot of songs, and really it was a lot of chops. It's just chops. It's really just it's the one thing that's always constant. It's change. And we all have to change. We're always doing something different. Everybody's changing. So, like I said, you meet new people, things change.
And and if you'd asked me a year or so back, about the whole podcast deal and stuff, man, I'd be like, man, that's crazy. But you know what? It's been a great way people, define. To know about you, so they next time they see Ryan's got a show, well, they feel like they kind of know a little bit about what's up with you, you know, instead of just some whatever. So it's cool.
Yeah, some lettered bio, on a picture don't mean shit.
Yeah. I mean, if they'd sit here and they'd listen to you play a little bit and chat up with me.
That guy's a narcissistic, chain-smoking asshole is what they're going to say. Make sure you put that in there. But yeah, that's what it is, man. It's just, it always changes. I mean, like I've been with Diaz ever since then. He's hanging out with me with this, and I'm sure me and the Hillbillies will still be doing some stuff together. We just haven't booked anything. I'm sure and then the Roots is kind of like me and Diaz's thing, and
well, let's just talk about that.
It's really what it is. Me and Diaz are just trying to create a good blues band and bring good blues music to people. That's all.
What would you see? The contract. And the guy in the Primal Roots, his name is
John Cadell. John Allen Cadell. His father's Larry Cadell. They're all based out of more blues players and rock players, all based out of Mount Carmel over there. Yeah, I mean, those guys are like,
So
hierarchy over there.
Between like the Roots and the Hillbillies with
the Hillbillies, seriously, the Hillbillies have a little more jazz to it, straight up. Rod's a jazzier drummer. He's a little more, he's got that loose gut foot. He's got that kind of thing. John, he's a little more bonzo footed. More of a rock drummer. Got a little more of that thing. And you got to have both in your life.
Yeah,
it's just the way I feel about it. It's not like I choose one or the other. It's just like I like both. You know what I mean? I like to have all that in my life. I almost want to have two drummers.
What current player, like blues players now, are you into?
Man, well, one of the cats I listen to is Alvin Youngbloodhart. Really love him because he's in that. He's the same neck of woods I am, where it's you'll hear him play this, you'll hear him play an acoustic song beautifully, and then you'll hear him go over here and really play some dirty, raunchy, heavy stuff. Motivational Speaker is a fabulous album. I love him. Big Mama's Door is another one of the albums he did. You can put those two together, and it's kind of like exactly what I'm talking about. He's fabulous. Been on a lot of movies. Black Snake Moan does soundtracks. He's fabulous. As far as electric guys go, I like Matt Schofield. He's pretty tight. And as far as the new cats, there's a dude that used to play out of Indianapolis. His name was W.T. Feaster or W.T. Fester. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. But he would play at Bullocks over in Evansville, man, back in the 90s. And that cat was ripping and roaring. And I'm still looking for him because I'm like, he's got to be doing something somewhere.
Yeah.
And he would go to Europe and then you'd see him back over here. And he was based out of Indianapolis. He'd always play Slippery Noodle. But man, that dude was tough. But it's that kind of thing,
One of Willy's favorites, I don't know, to me, he's still relatively new, is Tab Benoit.
Oh, I love Tab. Yeah, I jam Tab. It's he got Swamp.
Yeah,
it's that Swamp blues.
Yeah,
I think he's a great player, but he's also an awesome storyteller because he's Cajun.
He's a great storyteller. He's an advocate, man. He's really involved in in everything. I mean, he's especially involved in the water sources down there. I mean, he's trying to get that shit right. I love him. He's always got a cool shirt. He's got a good sound, man. He just comes out and lays it down, man. Yeah, I've seen him, I think 3 times at the WC over there.
It's cool.
Yeah, he's tough.
What's the first guitar you ever bought, man?
First guitar I ever bought? was actually a applause acoustic guitar. It was like the Ovation, just like the Ovation, knockoff Ovation. Yeah, I went into a music store in Evansville, and the guy was like, "These are like $480 or whatever." And he's showing it to me. He goes, "Pop!" Takes his ring. He said, "But I'll sell it to you for $200." Hand it to me, scratch and dent for $200. First guitar I bought. You know, Dad paid half, I paid the other half. You know,
I played those Ovations for a while.
nice guitar. That's what I learned. I mean, I was an acoustic guitar player from the beginning. Electric guitar was fun and all, but you know, it was Tangerine and it was all the. I love all the acoustic, folky stuff. I loved all that. You know, so it's really acoustic guitar first. You know?
So, if your preference is the acoustic over the electric, then?
Yeah, at times. You know how it is. It's like it's an evil mistress. You know what I mean?
Well, see,
the electric guitars.
I'm electric man.
The electric guitar is an evil mistress to me.
I'm electric man. I'm just you know.
I don't know. With the acoustic guitars, there's something about the tone coming through here and into me, singing and all that. It feels right. It makes more sense in my world. Part of it. The other part of it is just the clarity of the tone. I like the clean tones and being able to make clean tones. You know, work real hard at making clean tones. You know, that's lost when you play electric guitar, but something else comes in. You know, so it's an evil mistress. It's got its own thing that takes you to a whole other place. You can do so much else with it.
You know, I've seen you when the first time I ever heard you and saw you play was down here. It was just you and the Resonator down there on 2nd Street.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah.
And then
I love that. Yeah.
And obviously, it's, you know, you sound awesome or whatever. And then with the band format, you feel more comfortable though, just you and the guitar.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. That's why I want to bring more of that into the world of it.
Yeah.
You know, the electric shows we've been doing. I feel that it's like, I don't know, I'm not doing everything I need to be doing. You know, it's kind of like, let's put it all together, you know.
Yeah.
I like playing acoustic shows, but I want to bring it all together so it's, you know, we're encompassing everything that I'm doing, you know. Because, I don't know, I think a lot of the show, we could just do a more stellar show, you know.
The original, obviously, you have some original stuff.
Original materials, and I do both, acoustic, electric, you know, and I try to write most of the writings done on electric guitar or on acoustic guitar, so it'll transcend. You know, and I try to write it that way where it will transcend.
Obviously, you know, write original material. It's somewhere back of your mind. You're thinking of getting it recorded or recording it.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
So when you write this, I mean, so those songs, do you hear them recorded electric, or do you hear them recorded just you and the guitar? Or?
Well, it depends on the tune.
Yeah.
You know, some tunes are strictly acoustic songs with the backing band.
Yeah.
You know, with the whole, if you think, as far as sound-wise, you can kind of think, like, for the Eric Clapton, How Long?
Yeah.
You know, you got the piano.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff, I want to get some of that tone, some of that sounds in there. Get that ragtime piano and all that, but then with the acoustic guitar. But then other songs, man, it's strictly, I got Zeppelin riffs. You know, where it's like we just got to riff out. So, you know, it's all of it. I mean, I'm Zeppelin-esque anyway, because that's the deal. I mean, that's what I cut my teeth on. So it is. It's this bridge of acoustic folk meets, you know, blues. But it's all blues for me, you know, and that's what it is, you know. So it is really kind of, I got to have all of it. We just haven't got there yet, you know. It's like, you get with a group of guys and you got to cut it out. And like I said, we don't practice, so, you know, you're cutting it out on stage in a way. That takes a little longer sometimes.
For people that are familiar with you, let's tell them who's with you.
Well, the Primal Roots, it'll be myself and D.S. Lloyd, based out of Owensboro here, and bass player, and John Alakandale, based out of Mount Carmel, Illinois, drummer, and hoping to add a keyboard player sometime or other. We'll find out who that is, let you know. Or if you are one, private message me. I'm looking for somebody to play some funk and soul music. And you know, when we play with the Hillbillies, Rod Austin, Diaz, same drummer. You'll see us around different places. As far as acoustic music, it can all be found on Reverb Nation or on Facebook. If you look me up on Facebook, you will be able to find out everything you need to know. I post all the shows through there. It's all connected through that. So we're all connected together through the FB.
All right.
It's the best place to find me.
And there is a little something about playing and singing at the same time that gives you a freedom.
Yeah.
That no matter how much like me and a vocalist are connected together, whatever, it's never going to be.
Well, when you're in it, you're in control of it. So, and if it's just you, so like when he was playing with me, I can allow space and time for whatever he's doing. You know, if he decides to go this way, you're in total control, so you can allow for that space and time. With a band, the issue you have is you're already in a path. So you're in that groove. You got to either stay in that groove or hope they go with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that's it. That's why I like DS, because I don't have to hope he's going to go with me. He's going with me.
Yeah.
He, matter of fact, probably already knows where I'm going. See, so it's like that, you know.
Yeah.
And so he helps me out so much because he's a bass player and a rhythm guitar player at the same time. You know.
You're definitely been blessed to play with some very talented people, man.
I don't know. You know, it is like that. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I played with Stick Davis, probably one of the most well-known bass players around here. You know, Grammy Award winner. You know, all that. I played with him. We got done jamming. He was like, "Dude, you got great tone. That's good enough for me." You know what I mean? But like, he told me a few things and got me in the right path. That I was going another way, and he was like, "Hey, you know, that's right." He just told me what was right. And I was like, you know, so I just stayed with that. You know. Mike McKinney was another cat. You know, we never played together a lot, man, but I practiced his house a couple times and hung out with him. And a friend, we had a mutual friend that I painted with when I was a union painter. And that guy found out, "Man, you play blues? I'm going to take you over and meet this guy." And I'm like, we show this dude's house. I'm like, "Mike McKinney, man, you know, Mike McKinney. I've been watching this dude my whole life." He goes in there and gets out this old 52 TV Blue Telecaster or whatever it was, man. Just kind of mind-blowing guitar, you know. I'm over doing this, and he's like, "You know where you're going, man. Just remember, less is more." And so you take that on mantra. That was it, you know. And so you do, like I heard B.B. King say, "Well, you take what we give you and you make your own." So, well, there's number one. B.B. King says, "Well, whatever we give you, it's yours." And Mike King told me, "Less is more," you know. And then, you know, so you just kind of live in that. You know, that's my mantra on it, dude. I don't know how I'm going to tell you, but I live in that right there, what those two dudes told me. You know, one of them told me in person, you know, the other one told me the world. Yeah. So, you know, I think that's right. Just trying to be myself. That's all you can do. Just play yourself. You try to play like somebody else, I mean, you're never going to get that. You know, just be you. And if you can do that, maybe you do something else. You know, I don't know. That's all I'm doing. You know.
It's working, man.
What you do, that's what you're going to get. You ain't
it's
getting
working.
nothing else.
It's working. All right, so you got some stuff coming up?
I ain't got shit coming up.
You ain't got shit coming up.
That's right, I ain't got shit, so book me.
All right.
I got one show coming up in December, I think it's December 7th at Lives. It'll be a Saturday night, I think. That'll be one of the last shows we got for the winter. Unless we pick something up. Three Monkeys probably book something over there soon. Like I said, best thing to do is hit me up on Facebook and you'll be able to find everything. You know.
All right. I think we're going to wrap this thing up, man.
Already? Shit, we just got here.
All right.
You asked me a bunch of questions, it's going to suck. I'm telling you, it's going to suck.
It's been the Muddy Gut Podcast. We appreciate everybody coming. Guest today's been Ryan Rigdon. It's been a pleasure, my brother.
Yes, it has.
It's been a pleasure. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.